So welcome to session. Have you guys put your name as it is on your application and then put your mood? Let's do that while we're waiting. This is also how Ima will take the attendance. Okay, 3 and 5. It's making sense. I'm loving it. Okay, you're supposed to pick one. Mercy. All right, so reminder about our working agreement, because as we are going further and further, these are going to be super important on how you follow through in class. Make sure you do your pre-work. The person that is asking question, that's an email question, right? Do your pre-work, participate in a project and activity. Very soon you guys gonna have a project. I think for the starting the next class, next session, we're gonna start talking about your project. Ask question in class. Okay. It's probably your network. Everybody should be able to hear me, right? Okay. Okay. If you guys have any question, this is the moment to put them in the chat and I can start answering them or think about okay. We were supposed to have a guest speaker, but he's not gonna be able to be available because there's a hurricane in his town. So I will okay, let's go. So I will give us. We're probably gonna have to reschedule him, but we will go through this session today. The session today is about artificial intelligence and testing. So this is a presentation that I had a while back. I'm sure his presentation was gonna be a little bit more accurate in terms of like being super fresh. So I need to look at the schedule and see how we reschedule we schedule him again. Okay. In the past 10 years, most QA automation tools provide QA engineer opportunity to create test automation, but we still lack in some areas some efficiency in execution, usability of test case, and fast update. Many manual testers say that manual testing take too long. QA automation have a room for improvement to enable fast error detection. So basically, if you were doing QA until 2014 or even 2014, because this is like you were fine, you were doing your automation, writing code, But if people realize that you can actually get better, because human beings make a lot of error. So what is AI? So AI came into the place. Is it time to stop accepting people? Ima, I will let you decide.
While stopping, it's going to be 11:15, so I'll stop
Oh,
accepting people then.
okay.
Okay.
Um, so artificial intelligence is becoming very crucial in information technology. In the last few years, software automation has experimenting with AI and machine learning, and especially now with Gen AI, which I think my friend was gonna focus a lot more on. Machine learning, what is machine learning? It's mostly pattern recognition technology. It's use pattern defined by your machine learning algorithm to predict future trend. So it's pattern recognition. So it take pattern that you feed him, and then it try to predict, what can happen in the next round if you use the same pattern. Now, how can you leverage AI in QA automation? Because um, I think with his session, he was going to go deep, deep, deep more into AI. But this course that I have here just talk about how you can dive into it. So I hope you guys have listened to some of the YouTube that was part of your pre-work to give you a general sense of what are we discussing, but feel free to ask questions. And then hopefully when we schedule the speaker and he does his presentation, it will really connect the dot for you. So determine the key automation strategy. Last time we talked about key automation a little bit, right? So that's still relevant and important. Determine tool and technology you are going to use for your automation implementation. So we are going to have a session in a couple of weeks. I need to look which week it is with another speaker that will dive in a little bit more about Q automation and the different tools that you can use. Determine the benefit of using AI-based tool. So the most basic benefits you can get from AI-based tool is visual validation when you're doing automated testing. What does that mean is if you're testing a website and you see something on the screen, it can easily allow you to recognize the pattern and validate for you easily and say, okay, this is what is here. I see it. I can easily test it for you. Test API. API are really user to connect one part of your code or one part of your program to another one, you can also use AI for test API. The other one is spot duplicate error and new error in code. That has very much advanced lately, especially with Gen AI. Gen AI is a generative AI, like the chat GPT is one example of Gen AI. Now, Gen AI can allow you to, uh, what is the right word? To generate, exactly, generate code for you, but also it can spot error and allow you to see where there's probably a mistake, which is a great thing. That's definitely like game changer. It can also allow you to create more reliable automated test case, which is also a game changer. You are now able to quickly, the same way you can create code, you can also create tests for you, automate tests for you. All you just have to do as a human being is look at it, correct it, or validate it, and then you are good to go. If you tell him, my favorite, the reason why I got interested in AI the most is because of the self-healing. aspect of it. What does self-healing mean? Self-healing mean if you have a test and then after a couple of time you use AI, the test is gonna heal itself. Sometimes when you write test case, sometimes they break, sometimes they pass. We were talking about it last time about false positive, false negative. So with self-healing, your test over time will just heal itself. It will correct itself, auto-correct itself, if you want to say it that way. The next one is improved test creation. This was also another thing that AI was giving us a prediction that it can do, but we see now that with Gen AI, clearly you can create a test case. You can tell him what are you trying to. You can give him a website and say, please create different test case for me for this website, and it will automatically create that for you. Okay, and maybe we can try to do some. I was not planning, but we can do some. What should I call it? We can do some demo in this class. That was really not part of the plan for today, but if we have time at the end, maybe we can play with it and see. All right. Mindset shift. So this is a course that I give to people that are professional already in QA. For you guys, you might not feel like it's really important because you are learning testing and also AI at the same time. But step back a little bit and think about people that have been working in their career prior to the 10 years or they never did artificial intelligence and suddenly, now the company want them to start leveraging artificial intelligence. So it requires a little bit of mindset shift for your team. So embrace shift left testing. The idea with shift left testing is you need to start doing your testing earlier. You need to be closer to developer when you're doing your testing, closer meaning from a mindset of a developer. So that's important. Assure a team of the QA automation vision, That's also something that I always like to say. Make sure that team member, because until now, people still feel like AI is going to take our job away, it's going to replace us. No, it's not going to replace you. What we keep saying and what I keep saying is AI is going to not replace you, but somebody using AI will replace you, right? Because somebody using AI is going to use AI and become super, super productive, and they will be very necessary in the company or in their job. So assure that, explain to your team why using AI is super important. And I think that's going to calm the nerve and assure them a little bit. And then the last but not least, equip your team with necessary training. That's super important because what happened is most company, at least you guys are taking this training. Lucky you guys, very privileged. But other people, imagine that you have been QA for your entire career, let's say 10, 15 years, and suddenly, they want you to start doing automation, they want you to start using AI too, but they don't give you any training. It can become very, very, very difficult because it's almost like you don't have anybody holding your hand. You have to learn by yourself. That's not a that's a recipe for failure. So equip your team with training. Now, here we're gonna talk about a couple of the benefits of AI tool that I like. Here I say AI based tool, but now you have AI powered tool, AI driven tool, AI assisted tool. So they have so many way now that they call it, right? The number one benefits is or the first benefits, not number one, is visual testing. Visual validation is about verifying if the visual aspect of the application seem appropriate to the end user. Visual bugs are usually a random issue on a website because of accuracy of AI power automated visual testing. They can be deployed in more than just functional and visual testing. AI powered visual testing tools are crucial to validating any application that require a constant change. So basically, if you have a website with HTML, and you have a lot of rendering happening, dynamic website, visual testing, AI-based visual testing will help you a lot because it will be able to see some stuff that even with your naked eyes, you will not be able to see. Okay. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing for us tester. Next one, which is what I was mentioning about test API. So not everybody does test API, but if you ever have to do, this is what it's enable you. So artificial intelligence enable API testing provide a leap forward in productivity and efficiency. You can capture all this step in one set with AI enabled API. You can define something once and lock it in a smart test template and share that template across a body of tester. It helps to manage and understand the full API inventory. User can benefit by adding machine learning to automate API test creation by bringing consistency and efficiency, I believe, right? Or and coverage to the effort. So the bottom line is it's the same thing. When you're doing API testing, you have to have a set of rule, a set of step. With AI, you can just create a template, do it once, and you can copy it, aka spread it around other part of your code or other part of your test, or give it to other testers to even leverage it. So it make it very easy, efficient, and it allow you to have better test coverage, which is always what we want. So again, you see the theme here is it's not really doing your job. It's just making you do your job better, faster. The last one, I think, self-healing. Again, this is a little bit dive in deeper into what is self-healing. Self-healing or automators, there's a need for a system to detect, break, and fix automatically without human intervention. Automators require a lot of maintenance when you have an application that changes frequently. Self-healing or auto-healing, also we call it, is used to help adapt to any minor change. So the tests keep working. Every time tests are run, it interacts with an element, it collects element attribute that is used to find the element next time and track change over time. The tests could track many attributes such as text, CSS class, and um, and other information like location, size on the page. Any test step that interact with an element on the page can be auto here. Basically, it's telling you that just like visual testing, there are so many attribute that is on the page or that is inside your test that you don't even have the ability to dig into. AI is be able to collect all those because AI work per data, be able to collect all those in a data set. And then as long as every time that your code change or your test change, automatically see the difference and fix it for you, which is definitely, I say, self-healing is my favorite one. Because if you have ever done any testing and you come back in the morning and your tests are failing, you have to go from a human perspective to go check every little test to see why they failed. And that's a very tedious task. So having a tool or a technology, in this case, that can allow you to quickly detect the problem and fix it for you is definitely amazing. A successful Q automation transformation case study. So in this session, this is, I share like how you can actually go from like a project where you had a bunch of test case. Then you use AI, and this is the ROI or the return on investment that it gives you. So let's look at it. So we had an application that had over 1,000 test cases, and regression test cases took regression. We learned about regression last time. After the code goes out, you are doing your testing. Regression testing used to take 2 to 3 days for manual execution. You know, one tester will sit there and be running all these tests for 2 to 3 days on average. So what we decide to do is that we decide to, try to leverage an AI-based tool. So the manual testers start leveraging an AI-based tool, obviously with training and learning. So they create test case for 3 to 4 weeks. So it took them about a month to create test cases. It was also a moment from them to train and learn the new tool, the new technology. And this person have no prior coding experience. And the result was automation test case execution took 30 minutes. So imagine you went from like 2 to 3 days to now you are able to run all these tests that this person wrote in 30 minutes. So that is saving you literally 3 days. So every time there's a release before the developer will just give the code, he will spend 2 to 3 days to just doing one round of testing. So we talked about last week where if you're doing bug tracking, you have to retest, fix and retest. So imagine every time something breaks, he has to retest. It's probably another 2 to 3 days that he had. But in this case, with the AI-based tool and spending the time to automate those tests, it took him just 30 minutes. That is very much a fast feedback from the user and a fast delivery, which is what companies are looking for. They're looking for a way to be able to churn and deliver software rapidly to customer. Imagine any software that you use or any website that you use, and they have a new change. You get it really quickly. You don't have to wait for months or weeks to get it. That's what the AI-based tool is giving the ability to do for this tester or for any tester, actually. It's not going to replace you, but it's going to make your job better and faster and make you more efficient. So, leveraging an AI-based tool in your CI/CD. Well, we have not discussed CI/CD, so maybe I'll skip this because I think it might be confusing. So, but we can talk about this because we did talk about the software development life cycle last time. So, what is the impact of AI on software development life cycle? With various machine learning model, most of the feature will be automated, which means the human error will be eliminated. That's the good news, because human is still gonna be in the mix, and we know human being are flawed. We are flawed human being. We make mistake, we make error. But if you put AI, machine learning into the process, they will help us fix our flaw. So it make us a little bit more perfect. That's the goal. The other thing is there's a huge shift, and this will just sound like a statement for you guys because if you have not been in the industry for a while, you didn't know that there was a shift. This is just your first, or maybe you have a little bit of experience, but you have not been in the field for long. But there has been a huge shift when we're talking about agile, which is what we're gonna learn next week from my speaker, from agile to AI development. The shift has been super dramatic from doing that to waterfall to agile. So it's a statement, but I don't think it's going to mean much for you guys. So, what is a return on investment for your project and for your team? First, embrace lifelong learning mindset. And that would be a good advice for you guys, especially if you are new to this or you are pretty recent, got into QA or technology or all this. Always have an open mind and a lifelong learning mindset. Don't just say, oh, because I already learned this, I'm good. I don't, you have to like literally learn. I learn every day. I learn from people every day. I still take courses online. I still read book. So you have to be a lifelong learner because if you are not, especially when you're in technology, it will quickly just leave you. Return on investment on time spent on test execution. Yes, because you saw the case study that I showed. The tester was taking 2 to 3 days to test, and now he's getting a return on his investment. Now he can test for 30 minutes and he can use the rest of the time to do other creative stuff. He can even do some manual tests if you want to. He can do some exploratory tests. He can do other tests that are not regression, because we talk about there's other kind of tests that you can also do. This also give you fast time to market, that's what I was mentioning earlier. Fast time to market is the fact that you can quickly deliver your product. It make a difference between you and your competitor. Imagine if your competitor have to have like a whole team take 2 to 3 months and you do this thing in 30 minutes. You are really fast to market. You already winning in front of your competitor. Also give you high quality software, which is really the goal. If you choose this career as a Kiwi, your goal is to have high quality software.
Mhm. Whoa.
If you are not in class,
Mm.
please go on
Oh.
mute. Who is talking? Wilfred. If you are not, you should mute yourself. Okay. High quality software, fast feedback loop to customer. This is also another thing that you have to value because you are able to finish quickly your testing. You can now do so many things. You can send your website or your code or your application to actually your customer early, and they will give you feedback, actual feedback. Customer like to give people feedback. You can do all other kind of testing. You can do beta testing. You can do user acceptance testing. You can do so many things, and you also have fast response to issue. Meaning, if there's a bug and you find the bug and you give the bug to the developer and they fix it. When they fix it, you quickly respond to those issues because it's just gonna take you 30 minutes to test instead of 3 days, right? So you also have fast response to issue, which are all a great thing. Okay, I think we are coming to the end of my slide. Uh, ROI for your team. One of the things that I like to say to people is we always think about technology, but there's also other return on investment. The return on investment is a term of somebody that is taking 2 to 3 days to do something. And then suddenly, because they found an AI tool, now they can do it in 30 minutes. Clearly, there's a huge return on investment for them, even for them alone. Forget about the company, just for them, for their own happiness. Like, oh, I can get this done quickly and move on with my life. It also gives you cross-functional team involvement because you have time now. You can involve other team member, ask them for their feedback, you know, try to work with them, show them what you're doing. So you are less stressed out as a QA person. Team happiness increase. That's what I was trying to get to. You get happy as the person doing the test, other people get happy as well. And you have better team engagement because anyway, you have time. Time is something that we don't have a lot. So whenever you are able to reduce the time you're using to do an activity because you have a tool, you found a tool that can allow you to do that. Now you can engage better with your team member. You can also do great collaboration, great work. And then this is my last one, but very important. Key will become a fun activity because again, this is I don't know if you have a perspective, but when you have been in QA for the longest time, it's not a fun activity because it's a very stressful activity. I'm not saying that to not encourage you to get into the field, but when you are testing between your during your test execution, your test activity, that's when we saw activity that happened. It's a very stressful time. It's almost like people give you stuff and they're just waiting on you, they're breathing on you, like, when are you gonna be done? When are you gonna be done? When are you gonna be done? So while you are doing it, sometimes you don't enjoy it because it's very, very, very stressful. So having a tool that gives you ability to just relax, make you enjoy your job, and you no longer the bottleneck. Because before people always say, "Oh, QA is the one that's taking too long. If QA was not taking forever, we'd be done by now." So you are no longer but you are looked at as somebody that is productive and very important to the team's success, which is good for morale. Okay, so I will do my stop sharing here. And then, yeah, so this is the end of my slide. Let me see, I'm gonna stop sharing. Yeah, stop sharing. I might even, do you guys have any question? I can stop recording too. Okay, so let me go back. So quick, this is like a mini homework that we're doing live. I gave ChatGPT a prompt, right, test case to test this website, my nonprofit website, as a QA engineer. So now he gave us the different category of tests, and he's breaking into how he's gonna test it for us, right? He's like, test case one, homepage loading. Ensure the homepage load correctly without any error. So you see, even last time we talked about how you write a test, right? So he's like giving you the objective, the precondition, and the step and the expected result. Those are like always a must. So he's telling you open the browser, navigate, verify that the home page load without error. Then the next thing he's going to the navigation link, which is always what you do. The navigation link are like this thing here. When I was telling you guys to create a sitemap, that's what he's doing pretty much. He's trying to determine the sitemap. So navigation links. So test if all navigation, please test all navigation link work correctly. So he goes into the detail of that. Click on each of the navigation and then verify them. Then donation page functionality, because that's a really important part. A website like this, you want people to be able to donate for you. So he's checking this place because he probably saw that there's a bunch of donate on the website. So he's trying to make sure that the donation page work, which is, for me, I feel like that's a good test case. And then the contact form, is there a contact form? So if you go on the website, there should be a contact me somewhere. I don't know anymore. There's a place you can contact. I don't know. I bet there's a contact me somewhere. Where's the contact me? Don't know. Let me see, maybe this thing is hiding there. Then, okay, so how is he able to do the contact me? Donate, get involved. Yeah, get involved. So there's a contact us. Okay. So he just know that when you have a website, people should be able to contact you. So he's like, navigate to the contact us page. So this test is a little bit flawed because you need to like the contact me is not right there. So you have to really know the page. So you have to go to get involved and then get to contact. Okay. So so he's giving you some test case, social media link. Yes, on the top of the page, there should be some social media link. So he's like, oh, where is the social media? No, it's on the bottom. Definitely, I have not been here for a while. So he's saying like, check to make sure that all the social media links works. So clearly, he knows that that's important. So that's his most basic, we can call this sanity test because this is not functional test cases because he's not doing much. But then he say, okay, if I'm doing UI UX test, this is what I need to check. I need to check if the consistency in the design. So now he's trying to say, open multiple page on the website, compare the design, do we have the same font, color scheme, button? So he's doing a UI UX kind of test. Now, responsive design, that's a good test. He's trying to see, open the website on different device and screen resolution. So that's how you test. You test it on your phone, on the website, on the computer, on a big, large monitor, and see how the website still behave. So he's telling you test on various device, desktop, tablet, and mobile. That's always a must. And then it allow you to see how if the functionality stay the same or you lose functionality. Then he's trying to test user-friendly navigation. So test navigation menu, breakdown, ensure all the link and button can be easily accessible. So the test case is a little bit shallow, but it's not bad. He's still following the rule that I gave you last time. no more than 3 to 5 steps. So he's doing that. It's just that the tests need to be expanded a little bit more. Then for performing tests, he's trying to do a little bit of performance for the website. So he's gonna check the load time. So basically, he's gonna put a Google page speed there and see how long does the page take to load. So it shouldn't take more than 3 seconds, which is a good thing. And then he's gonna stress test the donation link, especially because on a website like this, it's very smart. He knows that people will come and say they want to donate. Maybe if we're doing a campaign for this organization and we go and we're like, oh, go donate for us. Everybody come and they clicking, donate. The probability that the donate button crash is probable. So he's gonna make sure that the donation page does not crash. That's this test. So security test, he's gonna test if there's some SSL certificates to ensure connection. I'm not sure. Okay, if yeah, so that's good. So he's trying to test if when people donate, when they click donate, I think for me, when they click donate, it take them to another third-party website, which is make it super secure. So from this is like a plugin. So this plugin, let's see if I want to say I make $25 and then what? And continue. I wonder that here. This whole plugin is not on my website. It's somebody else's tool, but he's trying to test. I'm just trying to see how does he go. Does he ever go somewhere? Okay, doesn't. Okay, so what is he trying to test? So he's trying to test, verify the website protected against SQL injection or SSL certificate. So how he tests that? Okay, SQL injection is on the contact form. Oh, what? Enter SQL injection command, monitor the website response. So he's gonna put some crappy information on this page, pretty much, some really not the right information, and see what happened, and see if the website crash or if it give error. It's supposed to give error and say, okay, you didn't write the right thing properly. So again, very shallow test, but he's giving you a nice idea of how you can test the website quickly. Compatibility testing, this is really browser, can it work on Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and other browser? So that's good. This one is also another compatibility. Can it work on Windows and all kind of operating system? Okay, accessibility testing, that's a good one. For accessibility, you need to make sure you have these two, NVDA and then or JAW, and you navigate the website with a screen reader and it will tell you if it's really good, or you do keyboard navigation. You should be able to, I don't know if the website is accessible, never been tested, but you should, what do we do when we're doing accessibility? I think you tap, yeah, you should be able to tab around the website. I'm just doing a tap, or you can go up and down, yes, or you go like this. If I'm here, I should be able to go, yeah, so there's a way. I haven't done accessibility testing in a while, but I use the tab key to navigate to the website. So he's telling you what to do. Screen reader, yeah. So that I already did the test. So you got a tab through. You basically you disabling your mouse and acting like somebody that is disabled, and you should be able to go through the website just by tabbing through. There's my tab, yes. Tabbing through, and then if there's anything, you click enter. I think you're at the bottom, yeah. You should be able to tab through the website. So that's what he wants. So some minimal accessibility testing. Yeah, I think I like what uh ChatGPT is giving as answer. All right, let me